Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
Well, thanks for being with us here for KXLY News at 6 o'clock. I'm Jordan Smith. Right away, we'll take you outside where that rain is coming down, and it doesn't matter where you are on the map in this region, that rain is going to find you, it seems. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here with the forecast.
And we can't say that about all the storms that come through here, Jordan. Sometimes rain can be pretty hard to find, even when we do get a good amount that comes through. And not with this storm. Everybody is getting some. And our picture across the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area just basically totally filled in. If I zoom out just a little bit more, this first round of rain has been working through over the past couple of hours and extends at least back to Moses Lake. It is still raining at the Grant County Airport, although when you have this much rain on the radar, sometimes the radar beam has a little bit of trouble seeing just exactly what's going on in the Moses Lake area. What else we know based on other weather station reports is that there is a little bit of gap in the wet weather, and that extends from the Yakima area north to places like Wenatchee. However, there is more moisture where that came from, so don't be totally surprised if we may see a break here in a few hours in Spokane, and then another round of wet weather comes in later on tonight. In fact, that's exactly what we expect, because there is a lot of moisture that's just pushing in and really soaking western Washington and western Oregon right now. And we're going to get a good dose of that as we go through the night. Now, there may not be raining all the time, but we're going to get good rounds of soaking rain, and that includes during the early morning hours right up until the end of the morning commute. After that, we're going to start to transition over into a scattered thunderstorm pattern for the rest of the day. Now, that means that a good portion of the daylight hours, it is actually not going to be raining, but when the rain does come back to your neighborhood later on tomorrow, well, it's going to end up being fairly heavy rain, and you may even see some gusty winds and some thunder and lightning along with it as well. Speaking of winds, there's going to be some pretty good wind that's coming in behind all this wet weather. In fact, there is a wind advisory for pretty much the entire inland northwest tomorrow. We could see gusts in eastern Washington as high as 55 miles per hour, and so we may see some isolated power outages. And hopefully, though, we have enough rain to where we won't see lots of blowing dust and limited visibility like we saw with the last round of wind we had last month. There is a lot going on with this weather system. We'll talk more about the timing of the rain, when the best time will be to get outdoors tomorrow, plus some big changes in the extended outlook coming up.
All right, Matt, thank you for that. A wildfire that broke out in Grant County yesterday has been put out, and the person responsible for starting it will be cited. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said that the wildfire started in the Maconey area, northwest of Moses Lake. All evacuation orders were canceled around 8 o'clock last night. The Sheriff's Office said they found the person responsible for starting the fire. GCSO says they will get a citation for second-degree reckless burning, which is a gross misdemeanor. An Idaho court has sentenced doomsday prophet Chad Daybell to death. The same jury that recommended the death sentence on Saturday found Daybell guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder on Thursday. Those charges related to the deaths of his first wife, Tammy Daybell, 16-year-old Tylee Ryan, and 7-year-old JJ Vallow. Daybell's current wife and mother to Tylee and JJ, Lori Vallow, is currently serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for the murder of her children and conspiring to kill Tammy. The families of the victims addressed the media after hearing Daybell will be sentenced to death. Here's executive reporter Karen Lair with our sister station down in Boise.
Justice has been carried out.
Justice for the victims more than 4 years after their deaths.
A part of me feels a lot more healed, and spending time with everybody here, it feels like a healing I couldn't have imagined.
Colby Ryan, JJ and Tylee's brother, reacting to the decision, saying he wasn't surprised.
I can't say that I feel good about it, but it does feel good to know that it feels like things are concluded, if that makes sense.
Relatives of Tammy Daybell expressing gratitude to the 12 men and women who determined her killer should face the maximum penalty.
Thank you for your time and your selfless sacrifice. I hope you all know how much it means to someone in our position.
Our family has lost a brother. But in the process of it, we've almost gained an entire family.
Most family members traveling from out of state to attend the trial, including Kay and Larry Woodcock, the outspoken grandparents of J.J. Vallow, who prompted police to begin searching for the missing children back in 2019.
Idaho is a magnificent state. They don't deserve this blemish.
All of you who have been here from the beginning and just praying for our families, we feel that.
And while the trial of Chad Daybell has now concluded, his wife Lori awaits another trial in Arizona.
I know what? I'll see y'all in Arizona. That's where we'll be next.
And those outstanding charges Lori Vallow faces in Maricopa County are connected to her alleged involvement in the death of her fourth husband and the attempted murder of her niece's ex-husband. Well, your favorite takeout meal might come in a different container from now on. Washington's ban on styrofoam went into effect yesterday. Local businesses like Little Noodle in the Garland district say this is a big deal. About 60% of their orders are takeout, and most of them are placed in styrofoam containers. And while the restaurant's owner is glad that these will be better for the environment, she says the added cost is not great for business. This, coupled with the state's recent raise in minimum wage, is adding a financial strain that could be passed on to customers. The Department of Ecology says it'll be on the lookout for businesses that don't comply with the new ban. Drivers going through Riverfront Park will see major traffic impacts starting on Monday. The southbound lane of Washington Street Bridge will be completely closed, and only one lane will be open for drivers heading north. City crews will be replacing the bridge expansion joints and the deck overlay. Construction expected to last until August. Drivers should use Division, Monroe, or Ash instead. Well, as the saying goes, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But when life gives some local students 5 ingredients to make a baked good, they made it into a one-day business. Our Hunter Bertram introduces us to those smart teenagers who elevated what it means to put on a lemonade stand.
What would you do with $100? Maybe get some groceries, fill up the tank, or pay some bills. All good options. However, these students used that money to launch their own one-day business.
We were given only 5 ingredients to work with, and so we kept looking around and trying to think, what can we do with 5 ingredients? So our group decided, why don't we try mini churro bites?
The Great Startup Bake-Off held its first ever boot camp to entrepreneurship, teaching students the reality of starting something from scratch. Focaccia, snickerdoodles, churros, and scones are the products these students are pushing to sell.
Except they're both snickerdoodle. It just depends.
Balance sheets and all, these teenagers spent 3 days figuring out how to sell a product without going under.
So this definitely just helps me learn more costing wise, especially just figuring out that costing sheet, the hours of work, and like how much work you'd have to put in, especially if it's your own business.
Abby's off to Wazoo in just a few months with aspirations of continuing to hone her culinary skills. Not only did this camp give her a taste of what to expect, it also helped fill her pockets with some dough.
So whatever we sell, they're going to do some profit money calculator stuff, and we get to keep the profits that we earn divided between the team equally.
Even though it won't be enough to cover tuition, she can pick up a few pizzas with what she makes. But most importantly, this camp showed these students hard work and ambition can pay off. One part of what its organizers hope for these students.
And you spend a weekend and you find out it's not for you, that's just as much of a win as it is if this is what you want to do with your life.
In Spokane, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Sounds like a great time, and probably a good time to do some indoor activities tonight and tomorrow, as we've got rain, wind, thunderstorms. Tell you what, though, by next weekend, things are going to be looking a lot different outside, including some hot temperatures. I'll show you coming up in your extended forecast.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Numerica Credit Union.
It's the Coeur d'Alene Casino's $257,000 trucks and boatloads of winning giveaway. On June 29th, play to win extra play cash and this new 2024 Chevy Colorado Trail Boss grand prize.
Winning is just the beginning.
Hi, I'm Dean, the owner of Carpet Barn. It's Carpet Barn's Memorial Day LVP sale. Celebrate the weekend by upgrading your home.
Ditch the dated and dive into the beautiful with Carpet Barn's huge Memorial Day LVP sale. Our exclusive waterproof LVP is as tough as it is beautiful with authentic wood designs that last. And starting at just $199 a foot, it's a steal. Visit Carpet Barn this Memorial Day for LVP for just $199 a foot. Make your dream home a reality.
It was one thing when my mom got Alzheimer's, but then we started noticing things that seemed off. She developed agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Sometimes she'd fidget with her fingers, get suddenly overwhelmed, and even throw things. And that was just never her. So we asked her doctor what else we could do.
Rexulti is the only FDA-approved medication proven to reduce agitation symptoms that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, increased cholesterol, low white blood cells, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur.
Rexulti helped reduce my mom's symptoms.
Take action for your loved one. Ask their doctor about Rexulti.
Is your student's favorite subject lunch? Wait till they hear this. The Summer Food Service Program makes food available to children ages 1 through 18 all summer long, setting students up for continued learning and success throughout the year. Meals are always free. Visit the Idaho Department of Education website to find a summer meal site near you.
It's the Coeur d'Alene Casino's $257,000 trucks and boatloads of winning giveaway. On June 29th, play to win extra play cash and this new 2024 Chevy Colorado Trail Boss grand prize.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Liberty Park Florist.
Thousands took to the Spokane Convention Center this weekend to show off their fandom. Lilac City ComiCon returned in full force for its 18th annual show, and over 10,000 attendees come to this on average, and the event is the largest comic book and pop culture convention in Eastern Washington. The convention hosted 300 exhibitors and artists selling comics, collectibles, arts and crafts, toys, props, and games, you name it. And the best costumes at the show are awarded for both adults and children. And for some, this event goes beyond the costumes and cosplay. It's a way for them to feel seen.
Yesterday, my friend said that when she came in, she felt like she was in her place, like she was in with her community, like could be herself and enjoy the people around her.
And Lucy and her daughter drew inspiration from the Mario franchise and dressed up as a piranha plant and Princess Peach from the game. Lucy shared that they received tons of positive feedback from the community. That is such a cool event, Matt.
Yeah, everybody's having such a good time. We saw some folks driving into work who were headed down to ComiCon, and well, I tell you what, it's going to be a little bit of a tough slog back to your parking area, or to their parking areas, and really just anything this evening. You got to have the rain jacket because this rain, it's not going away anytime soon. Radar absolutely full with wet weather, just a little bit of a break going on, and more likely it's just the rain shadow finally getting itself going of the Cascades as you work your way to the west towards places like Wenatchee, where we are not expecting much in the way of additional rainfall. You may get a little, but you know, this is the rain shower of the Cascades in effect, right? Meanwhile, Spokane and then into North Idaho, well, we're expecting a significant amount of rain out of this system here, and we'll have a chance for rain, at least a little bit, all the way up until Tuesday. And these areas in the yellow, over an inch of rain likely up in the mountains across North Idaho. In fact, it may be too much too fast. There is still a little bit of snowpack up there. That's likely to melt at least somewhat in the rain. We're going to see lots of rising creeks and streams, especially across north central Idaho. There is a flood watch in effect from Shoshone County down into the Elk River, Orofino area, and then onto the Camas Prairie and around the Clearwater River tributaries. That will continue until 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. So just something to keep an eye on if you've got a little bit of flowing water on your property. Let's go through your day tomorrow. It's going to be wet to start off the day. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s. Not going to change that much. There'll likely be a few rumbles of thunder as we head towards the middle portion of the day. And while our rain chances drop, if you do get rain, it is going to be of the heavy variety. You'll likely see some gusty winds, and you'll have a chance to see that lightning and hear the thunder. Notice these winds, pretty strong, eventually peaking in that 2 to 4 p.m. time frame. Southwest winds about 30 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 40 to 50 miles an hour. So not only is it going to be wet at times, it could also be fairly blustery as we go through the day as well. Our highs are going to end up being somewhere in the low 60s. Definitely cool for this time of the year. But by the time we get into the kind of evening commute time, it's going to be less about the rain and more about the windy weather as things start to dry out as we head into the evening. So first half and middle of the day looks pretty wet. After that, a change. Speaking of a change, after Tuesday, high pressure really digs in across the western United States, and this is the hottest weather of the season on the way. Take a look at how fast things warm up. Thursday, Friday, into Saturday, which looks right now to be the hottest day of the upcoming week. 90s likely across many parts of the inland Northwest. How about that?
Wow, 90s. Thanks for that, Matt. Well, hey, the Spokane Velocity have been through a lot of historic firsts this season, but they'll have another one to check off tonight with their first international friendly matchup coming up in sports. Alex Trecenti previews their matchup against the Chivas U23 team that's in town tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Hey. If it feels like everything you say to your teenager goes in one ear and out the other, you're not alone. But even when it seems like they aren't listening, they are, especially when it comes to a topic like drugs. Find time in everyday moments to share facts, teach refusal skills, and answer their questions about drugs, including opioids like fentanyl, because your words matter. Get the conversation started today.
When we say it'll be on time, they expect it to be on time.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep those expectations with reliable ground shipping.
Thanks, Brandon.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
Bad sleep?
The worst.
There's really no excuse for bad sleep during the extended Memorial Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Get $100 off every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings stack up. Or check out the Summit Easy on the Wallet for only $299.99. Save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup, plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. Hurry! The extended Memorial Day sale at Denver Mattress ends Thursday.
Hi, I'm Dean, the owner of Carpet Barn. It's Carpet Barn's Memorial Day LVP sale. Celebrate the weekend by upgrading your home.
Ditch the dated and dive into the beautiful with Carpet Barn's huge Memorial Day LVP sale. Our exclusive waterproof LVP is as tough as it is beautiful with authentic wood designs that last. And starting at just $199 a foot, it's a steal. Visit Carpet Barn this Memorial Day for LVP for just $199 a foot. Make your dream home a reality.
Are you ready to light it up, Spokane? Experience the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow Party, featuring outrageous Monster Trucks action, including the electrifying freestyle motocross, spectacular laser lights, and the fire-breathing transforming robot, Transaurus. Plus the pre-show VIP and crash zone before each performance. And kids seats start at just $12. Come watch your favorite Hot Wheels Monster Truck toys come to life. June 22nd and 23rd at Spokane Arena. Tickets available at SpokaneArena.com.
Well, the Spokane Velocity have been going through so many firsts over the last few months. Their first match, their first goal, their first win, and now you can add their first international friendly to the list this evening as they welcome in the Chivas de Guadalajara U23 team from Mexico. Now, with it being a friendly, there are no real stakes, but that doesn't mean both squads can just take the evening off. For the Velocity, they've struggled during their last two USL League matches, failing to score a goal in 180 minutes of play. So tonight is a perfect opportunity to get their offense going, but their approach to the match remains the same as if it was a league game.
We know what we're good at, we know what we need to work at. We still continue to work on those two areas, and there's no real more emphasis on one thing because we're playing a different team, because it's a friendly. It's just continuing to go through the process to improve, and that's really what it's about.
I think you just got to keep at it. It's going to come. I mean, the goals are going to come, but the game's going to be up and down. We're going to have a season where we have highs and lows, and it's how you ride those waves. So we just got to keep at it.
Now, the Velocity and Chivas just got underway across the street at One Spokane Stadium, so make sure to tune in to 4 News Now at 11 for your post-game coverage. Now, to Seattle, where the Mariners were looking for the sweep of the Angels this afternoon. Luis Castillo took the mound for the M's, and he was dealing once again. In the second, he gets Joe Adel looking to end the inning. Castillo goes 7 innings without giving up, just giving up 2 hits and striking out 6. We had a scoreless one until the bottom of the 4th when Luke Raley hits this screamer out to right. That has just enough lift for the home run, and Seattle strikes first. Fast forward to the 8th, Mariners nursing a 2-0 lead, but the bases loaded for Mitch Garver. He delivers with a liner out to left. That's going to clear the bases. Seattle blows this game wide open and just 3 outs away from the sweep. And with Mike Baumann on to close it, they do just that. Seattle gets the 5-1 win, and they now own a 3.5 game lead over for first place in the American League West.
There's no panic. We just stick to our game and keep playing. And we know, as Sauce said, it's 9 innings. So, we just keep going, and we know we're going to turn it around. And we have great bullpen, great starters. So it's fun.
You need talent. We have talent. It's starting to get on a little roll here, but it's great to play at home. We've played very well at home. We've pitched well at home. Our fans are a big part of it. They're into it. You feel it, and they expect when they come to see us play that we're going to win.
And after 17 days without a break, Seattle will finally get a day off on Monday before they travel down to Oakland to start a series with the Athletics. Jordan, I'll send it over to you.
Well, it's going to be a great weekend next weekend to enjoy the sunshine. And if you're interested in fishing or hiking, we've got just the spot for you. Fish Trap Lake is about 30 miles west of Spokane, just off of I-90, and that's where we're taking you in this week's Air 4 adventure.
We are at Fish Trap Lake Resort on Fish Trap Lake. This lake is a trout lake, so the trout season is the middle of April to the middle of October, so that our lease season corresponds with the trout lake being open, where the spots are rented for that whole 6 months, the middle of April through the middle of October. The fishing is awesome. It is the wildlife and game departments stock it a couple of times during the winter, and the fishing has been great. It's a great fly fishing lake. And me being from the Midwest, I didn't know anything about fly fishing, so Mike's taken me under his wing and teaching me fly fishing as well, and I love it. We get a lot of spring runoff coming down here, and the lake, comes up and goes down, and a lot of wildlife. We have otters living down here, beavers, blue heron, eagle nest on the lake. I mean, the wildlife is really spectacular. A lot of people come down here and take pictures of all the different species of birds and things like that as well. So there's a lot of hiking trails up here on the BLM land that I walk quite a bit of it with my black lab. It's a very, very tranquil lake. It's very quiet. It's very beautiful. Yeah, it's awesome. It goes by fast, but summer is great down here.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Aligned Family Chiropractic.
Feeling from a backed up gut? Miralax works naturally with the water in your body to help you go. Free your gut and your mood will follow. For 8 grams of fiber, try Mirror Fiber Gummies.
I got help to push back.
I got help to push back.
Lybalvi helps us push back against bipolar 1.
Once daily prescription Lybalvi is proven to treat manic or mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults to help you push back. Elderly patients with dementia have increased risk of death or stroke. Do not take Lybalvi if you are taking opioids or are in opioid withdrawal. The samidorphan in Lybalvi can cause severe opioid withdrawal that can lead to hospitalization or increased risk of life-threatening overdose. Get emergency help if you have trouble breathing, become very drowsy with slowed or shallow breathing, feel faint, very dizzy or confused, or have a fever, stiff muscles, rash, swollen glands, or problems with your liver, kidneys, heart, or lungs. Other serious side effects may include high cholesterol, weight gain, potentially fatal high blood sugar, uncontrolled body movements which may be permanent, dizziness upon standing, or falls.
Are you ready? Ask your doctor about Lybalvi. Looking for copay savings? For info, text copay to 45286.
Creating healthy meals is hard work, chopping and grating. Just think of all the time it's taking. What you need is NutriSlicer, the super easy way to make nutritious meals every day. Just lock NutriSlicer to your counter to slice, chop, and grate with total control. NutriSlicer makes family-sized chopped salads in no time. Finally, grate cauliflower, your favorite low-fat cheese, and veggies. You can get the complete NutriSlicer system for just $19.99. Order today and we'll even ship your entire order free. You get all this at incredible value. Order now.
Considering selling your RV? R&R wants it. Tired of paying storage fees? R&R needs it. Just don't use it anymore? R&R will buy it. Due to a critical shortage of pre-owned RVs, R&R RV is currently paying our absolute top dollar for your used RV. Any year, any make, any model. Turn your RV into cash or flip it for a newer model. So if you no longer use it or want it, let R&R RV buy it. Visit the R&R RV Superstore in North Spokane or call Ryan at 509-244-5888.
Now, with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other newscast across all of television. Sunday Night Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene kicked off Pride Month with its annual Pride in the Park celebration on Saturday. Hundreds showed up to show their support, including Rin, who's from the area.
Especially living in North Idaho, you don't feel like you have a lot of people to, kind of be yourself with if you're part of the LGBTQ community. And just being able to know that there's so many people here that support you, it allows you to feel like you can actually be yourself.
And Coeur d'Alene does have a history of opposition, which is why police surveillance and safety volunteers were seen throughout the park.
I don't really pay them any mind because they're going to believe in what they believe in, and to me that's okay, but I'm going to stick to my values.
And the rain held off for most of the day, so everybody got their Sunday activities in. Yeah. And now we are getting set for a rainy night. Monday, you'll definitely want to have the rain jacket around. Probably want to keep an eye on the radar on Tuesday as well. And then we are off to the races as far as, well, how hot it's going to get by next weekend. And I tell you what, the sky's the limit here, folks.
Yeah.
Because this is a pretty strong early summer heat wave here. And I think seeing the 90s is highly likely.
Absolutely. Yeah, Alex is wishing they had that at the Velocity game right now. He's in the middle of the downpour.
I bet he did.